Alright guys, so welcome once again. Once again, my name is Bishoy Abdou. I am the Academic Education Program Manager at Microsoft Ireland. And for this session, I want to talk to you guys about my top 3 tips for making the most of OneDrive for business. So without further ado, let's get going. So I suppose let's answer the main question that's on our minds. What is this OneDrive that we're speaking of? Okay, I suppose the simple solution is OneDrive is Microsoft's cloud storage service. So we've all heard of Google Drive, we've all heard of Dropbox and all of these familiar software. OneDrive is pretty much the exact same concept, the exact same idea offered by Microsoft. Okay, what OneDrive offers is you can store your documents, your photos, your videos and other files all in one safe place. As well as that, the benefit of saving it to this cloud storage space is that you can access all these files from absolutely any device as long as it's connected to the internet. The good thing about OneDrive is it is compatible with pretty much all sorts of operating systems, all sorts of devices, so you can pretty much access your device either from a smartphone all the way to your PC. Another advantage of having that compatibility is, say for example, you take a picture on your phone, you save it to OneDrive, you can immediately, after it syncs, open up your PC, see if the picture is there, and you no longer have to physically connect your phone to the PC, transfer the pictures, all that kind of stuff. It's all done wirelessly and instantly. Another advantage is that, say for example, you're working on a document at home, you can then go to your workplace the next day, go to college, and open up that same document without having the need to save it to your email or putting it on a memory stick and then opening it up on the other computer. It is all, it's all there on the go on OneDrive. Another great advantage as well is that you can share these files. So the best thing is, say for example, you want to share large files with your friends. How usually email doesn't work. Usually the other option is memory sticks. However, with the OneDrive, it takes away that physical element. You simply save your file onto OneDrive. You can share it with your other friends, and it doesn't have to be edit kind of accessibility. You can just have it so they can see it but not edit it, and a bunch of other privacy features. So that is brilliant. So let's talk about our main tip number 1, which is OneDrive versus OneDrive for business. So we talked about the general OneDrive. What is the concept of OneDrive and what does it mean? However, there's something else as well called OneDrive for business. So just to clarify, with your Office 365 account offered by the University of Limerick, you guys have access to OneDrive for business, not the regular OneDrive. Essentially, when I say OneDrive, OneDrive it usually refers to your kind of non-school account, such as your live account, your live email address, or Hotmail email address. Any of those kind of accounts come with OneDrive. They are regarded as your personal OneDrive. However, with your Office 365 account at University of Limerick, you guys have offered to OneDrive for business. And what is the advantage of OneDrive for business? OneDrive for business comes with a terabyte of free storage space to store all your documents, all your files, all your assignments, all your kind of work. And like I was saying with regular OneDrive, if you have a Hotmail account, if you have a live account, that also comes with a free OneDrive space, but it's usually not as big as the 1 terabyte. Usually it's 15 gigs. However, some people are saying it is 1 terabyte. We may have to look into that, but usually it is smaller than the 1 terabyte space. So the idea is, so for example, at my workspace, we always use both, the OneDrive Personal and the OneDrive for Business. For the OneDrive Personal, we use that to store all our personal stuff, all our pictures, all our photos, and so forth. However, for the OneDrive for Business, that's what we have to use to store all our important documents, all our files, all our meetings, all our OneNotes, so on and so forth. However, as a student, you tend to find, though, that students are constantly taking pictures, constantly taking videos, and so forth. So they may choose to use the OneDrive for Business account for their personal stuff because of that huge storage space, and use their personal OneDrive account for their documents and so forth, just because documents don't take up that much space. But however students want to use it, either one works. So what is my tip number 2? Tip number 2 is to start saving everything onto OneDrive. Okay, we still have this habit of saving stuff onto the desktop, which is great, but the problem is, say something happens to our tablet or our desktop and so forth, and say there's a problem or a malfunction, all those files that are saved physically on those devices will be gone. However, something saved onto OneDrive, be it OneDrive for Business or regular OneDrive, they are saved into the cloud, so they are not related to the physical device at all. So if this physical device gets stolen or lost or so forth, you still have access to those files, and you can open them on any other replacement device. As well as that, by not saving them onto your physical devices, you don't take any space from your physical devices. So your space is still stacked to, say, store non-important stuff, say movies and so on forth that take a lot of storage space that you won't necessarily need to store on OneDrive. As well as that, saving stuff onto OneDrive, like I was saying earlier, avoids the needs of having to carry a memory stick around or having to save stuff constantly to your email to open up later. By having OneDrive, a go-to spot for everything, it'll all be there and it'll be accessible at any time and any place. And my top 3 tip is to, when you guys do share your files with other people with OneDrive, make sure that you save them as shareable. So the default, so when you upload something to OneDrive, the default setting is that it's seen only by the person, it's accessible only by the person who uploaded. So for example, if I upload something to my OneDrive and I share it with a friend straight away, they won't be able to access that file unless I change the setting of the file to shareable. Okay? So you find that happens all the time. People create their files, upload to OneDrive, and then share it straight away without making it shareable. And then that person comes back to them and says, actually, I can't open it because you didn't change the privacy settings to shareable. So in that case, what I would do is I would create a specific shareable folder within OneDrive that you save all the stuff that could be potentially shared, save it in that, so you know how long I have to keep on worrying, oh crap, did I change the setting on that, so it can be shared and so on and so forth. So yeah, and that would be my top 3 tip. And with that, let me show you guys how you guys can access OneDrive. So accessing OneDrive is very simple. You simply go back to your Office 365 page. This account doesn't have it, so I will log in using my account. So I'll just have to sign out of this one and log in using my own personal account. This may take a while because I have to go through a bunch of security settings, but please bear with me. So obviously this wouldn't happen for you guys, but because I work for the company that invented this, it's very tight security. So usually what happens in this case is even after I enter my username and password, I have to get a notification on my phone saying, is this you? And then from that, I have to finger scan my thumb to confirm it is myself. And so, you know, you never know. But yeah, thankfully, not every student has to go through all that. So yeah, I'm just authenticating it now, that it is indeed myself.
To go back a step there, the shared folder,
Mm-hmm.
do other people have right access to that, or is read access?
What's that?
Do other people have
It's up to yourself. So when you go to, yeah, you can share that as well, either to do whatever you want with it, or just read, or just edit, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So as you can see, I've now logged on to my work Office 365. So if I go to my OneDrive here, note, although it says OneDrive, it's actually referring to OneDrive for Business, because this is a work account, because I logged on with my work account, I know this is OneDrive for Business. However, if I logged in using my Hotmail or live email address, it would have been just a regular OneDrive. So if I open this up, you will see, so yeah, so say for example I want to save something onto OneDrive, I simply open up Office 365, click on that icon, and then it shows all my documents. And then if I want to upload, I simply go to Upload, and then upload either a file or a folder. However, now with Windows 10, I'm not sure if it exists in Windows 7, but there's a desktop application within Windows 10. So just like any, that looks the exact same as, say, your Downloads folder. It's a folder that just says OneDrive for Business. It basically, essentially, instead of saving it for your desktop, you have the option of saving it to this OneDrive for Business folder. And this folder syncs automatically with this online folder, so the two are the exact same. So regardless of whether you log in online and save a file there, or save it directly on this file on your desktop, both will be synced, both will show up, making it very convenient that way. So yeah, that's the one there. So as I was saying earlier, as you can see in the side column, with regards to sharing, the default setting is only you, only you. So if I do want to share it with someone, before I send it to them, I have to make sure that I change the sharing setting to either include that person's name or just include it as everyone, shareable to everyone, and send it on to them. And with that, if I head back to this guy here, with that, I'd like to thank you guys for your time. I hope you guys enjoyed my brief presentation on OneDrive. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. And thank you very much.